New York and Sydney are coming together for a Bad for Good weekend here in Australia with Jim Steinman live from the Big Apple, the record plant. And Left in the Dark is the song that closes off the album. And I love that jealous lover monologue that opens the song. You sound like a man who could...
Yeah, or figuratively kill. Either one. That definitely is a chilling song, I think. That song's pretty dangerous, too. We worked with a guy who was working on the album when we were doing it, one of the engineers who were working on the basic tracks, and that song affected him so much that he just about tried to kill himself one night because his girlfriend had left him, and all he did was go home and listen to that song about 30 times, and then just about drove his car over a cliff and came back shaking the next morning. And I tell people that if you're real depressed, don't go near that song, but if you really want to get your feelings out, it's a good one to listen to, because there I was just trying to write one of the most explicit, raw, and passionate songs I could about jealousy, because that seems to be one of the most explicit, raw, and passionate emotions anyone feels. I mean, you figure people start feeling that emotion from the time they're 4 days old, really.
Right.
And I just really wanted to write an explicit song about jealousy and, rip it up right to, expose all the nerve endings the way it really feels. And that's the scariest song, I think, on the record. And I had singing that was the most fun for me, because I really got off singing that one. I was really shaken during that one. I like that.
I love the way you write of the look of an unfaithful woman. I think I bet you still got a trace of his love in your eyes, and you still got his eyes on your mind. The only other description that stands out to me as much as that is the way a Sanford and Townsend song described the same thing when they said she had in her eyes smoke from a distant fire. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that song. This is a better line, though. What can I tell you? Yeah. I like that one, but this is better. Well, time, progress, time marches on. We all learn.
Sure.
I'm sure if they wrote one now, it'd even be even better.
But,
whatever happened to them?
I don't know. They had a couple of albums, and they were really fantastic, but they just sort of, gone into the great rock and roll closet of unknowns. I don't know. They just, disappeared.
Well, if they ever come out of the closet, let me know.
Hey, listen, on that song, that's a spectacular orchestral arrangement. There were French horns in there.
And I'll tell you there's French stuff in there. French horns, French pastries are in there, French fries, a lot of French things in there. There's a French kiss going on in the studio, I noticed.
Woo!
No, we used a 62-piece orchestra on that. And the guy who did the arrangement on that is a guy named Charlie Colello, who's amazing arranger, had an amazing career. He arranged all the Four Seasons records, all those old singles by the Four Seasons. He also did the orchestral arrangement for Springsteen on Jungle Land, the string introduction, and all the strings through the song, all the orchestral things for Springsteen. The guy's brilliant. He's done a lot of stuff. I mean, I could never name it all. It's just tons of stuff. And he did that arrangement. He really got off on that song. He was going through a divorce at the time, and it really affected him personally. And anyone who's breaking up with someone, that's a strong song to listen to. And I was real happy with the result of the orchestra in that, because whenever I used an orchestra on the album, I always wanted the orchestra to sound like, if Led Zeppelin could play orchestral instruments. I never wanted the orchestra to sound tame or polite. I always wanted it to sound like they were bashing away at their instruments, just like, Jimmy Page would bash away, or Pete Townsend at his guitar. And it really does sound to me like those violinists and those horn players, they're really bashing away. I mean, it's hard to bash away at a French horn, but whatever you do to a French horn, that's the equivalent of bashing. I mean, you blow really hard. Sounds to me like they're just blowing their guts out. It's a pleasant phrase, for an orchestral player. I really blew my guts out on that one.
Very subtle as a flying mallet.
Exactly.
I guess the theme of our whole long weekend here in Sydney is rock and roll dreams come true. That to me, that's one of the magic songs which is on the EP that comes with Bad for Good. And you may think this is a strange interpretation, but to me, you could be singing to a woman, and the woman is rock and roll. I mean, the lyrics there to me almost sound as though you're singing about the whole thing of rock and roll, and it's an image of a woman.
Well, that makes real sense. That's nice. That's a nice interpretation of it. It's about both. It's really a song to rock. It's like a hymn to rock and roll, and it's also like a song to a girl. But it's really mostly about rock and roll and how it can save you at times when you think you can't be saved. And I think it's also the key line to me in that is that it's not rock and roll dreams come true, but it's rock and roll dreams come through. because that really makes a difference to me. And that I think the greatest dreams that you can have, it's not really important that they come true or not, because you could wait your whole life for a dream to come true. What seemed really important to me is that a dream be there when you need it. It's just something that you constantly fall back on, that you always have it there. And it's just so important that a dream comes through, that it's always there when you need it. And that's one thing about rock and roll. It's always there when you need it. It's not that it may never change your life. It may never make, a lot of things happen for you that you want, but it's always there to provide that bit of excitement and make your blood run a little faster and the pulse go a little stronger. And it seems to me the whole point of that song is that, a dream doesn't have to come true. It just has to always be there. It's just like, when you get in a car to go cruising, it doesn't matter where you're going. You don't have to have a destination. It's just a movement. It's just putting your foot on the gas and moving. And it seems to me it's the same thing with a dream. It's just getting inside the dream and letting the dream take you somewhere. It doesn't even matter if you get where the dream ends or get where you're going. It's just being part of a dream and relying on it for strength and excitement. And I think that's what, rock and roll does.
Sure. To me, that song also, perhaps I could suggest, is perhaps a little bit of the Jim Steinman philosophy of life.
Yeah, it sounds like this. I wouldn't recommend anyone using the Jim Steinman philosophy of life, but it's not bad to listen to. Yeah, I'll tell you, the opening lines of that song are a pretty good theme for the whole record. I think you can't run away forever, but there's nothing wrong with getting a good head start. I really think that's a good motto for life. I sort of think that sums up the whole record. You can't run away forever, but you might as well just get a good head start on it and just stay one step ahead. The old line, don't look behind you because something might be gaining on you. It's kind of like the album's about to always be moving. I think that's why, you can say it's rebellious and tough and defiant. But I think ultimately what it's about is action. I think of every song on the album as being a sort of call to action and basically saying, stop any passivity or stop not moving. Just there should always be action where there is none. Turn on the gas at any time. Turn on the ignition. It's about never stalling, really. It's about always keeping moving and never letting the blood stop flowing for a second. And in that sense, I think of it as a real action-oriented album. It never sits still, lyrically or musically.
I must say, just on a musical description of that song, it's kind of like Phil Spector meets Jim Steinman with producer Jimmy Iovine at the controls, complete with castanets.
Well, it wouldn't be complete without castanets. That song's interesting too, because every single person who's on the album is all on that song. I mean, from every cut, it was the only time they were all together. I mean, Todd Rundgren's there, Davy Johnston's there, and Carla DeVito, Ellen Foley, the E Street Band guys are there, the members of Todd Rundgren's band's there, Blues Brothers horn section is there, the New York Philharmonic. I mean, you name it, and it's there. I'm not sure I don't know if Lassie was there, but if I looked hard enough, I could probably find Lassie and Raquel Welch, too. I mean, not together. I'm not implying that Lassie and Raquel Welch have anything going together, but it's just we put everything on that song. That's like the big finale. Just got everything on that song.
I must say,
I think that. Well, I was just going to say that to me that song is should be sung in a rock and roll church if there was one. I always see it in some sort of altar. It just seems like a prayer to me, like a rock and roll prayer. I get real affected by that song. That's the real sum up of the whole album.
I must say, because we're running out of time here, I've got a few more questions I'd like to ask you. And the one thing is, when I heard Bad Out of Hell and I saw the band live in America and Australia, I thought, how the hell are they ever going to follow that album? And I must tell you, honestly, it's you've more than followed it up. I think it's surpassed Bad Out of Hell in every way. It's, to me, to describe it would be exhilarating music, really.
Thanks a lot. Well, that was the whole thing. I sat down and I felt unbelievable pressure when I was writing it, because that's what I wanted to do. I just really wanted to top Bad Out of Hell, and I wanted to make it more than Bad Out of Hell. And I knew that was real hard, but I just worked unbelievably and just very feverishly. And like you say, I felt real possessed. And I agree with you. I mean, I'm so proud of the result. I think, from a writing point of view, and I know in terms of production and the sound, the playing, I just think it does go further than Bad Out of Hell. I think it's even more feverish and more dynamic, and to me, it's more passionate, and it gets me more excited. I think it's a more excitable record, and it's sexier, and it's more violent in a good way. It's not like violent in a bad way, but it has that power to it, and I was real happy with it. I couldn't believe it, but it did come out the way I wanted it to, and it's real satisfying, when I listen to it.
The most important question to everyone listening to the album across the weekend here in Sydney, and I guess right across Australia, would be when are we going to see you and the band and Meat and Carla and everyone else back on stage touring Australia?
Well, geez, we start. The idea is to start here in October, but I think it would be. I guess I would say we'd hope to get to Australia within the next 8 months. I think it'd be about, let me see, this is, yeah, I guess about 6, 7 months from now is what the plan is.
And I take
at the latest.
And I take it you'll be coming down with yourself and me and Carla and everyone involved?
Oh yeah, it would be everybody. I mean, that was. I think our concerts in Australia were still probably the best concerts we played. I mean, they were the most exciting. All the response we got there was the most exciting. I mean, Mead and I got to do a press conference there that I'll never forget. That was great. That's when they had us ride in on a motorcycle.
I was there.
And I mean, yeah, that was pretty great. And then again, you know, no other place in the world could I say that I did the Don Lane show. we did the Don Lane show, and we were on with the psychic. I remember that. The psychic was predicting all these things, like, your Uncle Bernie 20 years ago wore a dress and jumped into the river and strangled a duck. How did you know that? We're sitting in the backstage room, and I'm going, this woman is out of her mind. And we went on right after her. And but that was phenomenal. Every city in Australia is, you know, it's funny because the tour is such a blur in many ways because we toured for so long. But there are a few places that definitely aren't blurred, and every single place we played in Australia is real vivid to me. It was really thrilling to play down there. I thought the audiences were amazing. Everything about it. It was great, and I can't wait to get back there. I mean, it'd be one of the highlights again, I'm sure.
Well, in summing up, we can't wait to have you guys back, so don't make it too long, all right?
Oh, I won't. Maybe we can do it shorter than 6 months. You know, that's just the plan now. But I mean, if the record's doing well, hint, hint. Buy a lot of these records. I'll come down tomorrow.
Jim Steinman, personal PR.
Right. I'll take my own personal Qantas plane, and I'll be right down there.
All right. Listen,
anyway,
if we could just wrap this up.
Well, I was just saying, sure, wrap it up.
No, could we just wrap it up with a few promos? If you got a pen and a bit of paper there, and we could roll with those.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll get a pen and a paper.
Okay. There's only a... Okay. Well, this is how the first one goes. Pretty straightforward. This is Jim Steinman. That's pretty straight ahead. Welcoming you to the...
What was that name? Steinman, right?
Yeah, that's the guy.
S-T-I-N. Yeah, I've heard of it.
You got him?
Sounds German.
Yeah. Funny you should mention that.
I come from a big family of shepherds.
They wouldn't.
Okay. This is Jim Steinman.
This is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on. First radio station is to the Bad for Good weekend on 2SM.
Good old 2SM. My favorite station in the world, I'll tell you. 2SM. I gotta be honest with you. I could never believe when I met you up there and we were talking up at our loft, our little offices up there, and you were so excited, and then someone came and said, that's so, the fact that he liked it, that's going to be so great in Australia. I said, really, in Australia? They're going to like this record? And then a couple of months later when we started, I said, the guys, they're miracle workers down there in Australia. It was so exciting. I mean, like the other side of the world, and it was great. Okay, 2SM.
Now the next one, if you do the first one straight through, then there's a whole series of other stations where you simply have to say on da-da-da separately, okay, and we'll edit them on. The second station is on 3XY.
Mm-hmm.
On 4...
That's Melbourne, isn't it?
Yep, right.
Yeah, I remember.
On 4IP.
Yeah.
On 2NX.
2NX.
On 6PM. 6PM.
M?
M as in Mary.
Right.
On 5AD, as in dashboard.
Right.
And the final one is on Radio Hauraki. That's New Zealand. On Radio Hauraki.
How do you spell that?
Hauraki. Hauraki.
I'll tell you one reason we should really get back that fast is we felt real bad we never got to New Zealand. It was a shame because I really want to go there. I still do, so maybe we can get back sooner to get to New Zealand too.
All right.
So you want me to just read it with these?
Yeah, so anytime you're ready. We've got the tape rolling now.
You want me to add, you know what I could add at the end? You want to put in like, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on 2SM where the beat is yours forever?
Yeah, please. That'd be beautiful.
Great. I like using that phrase. Okay?
Okay.
Anytime?
Yep.
Hi, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on 2SM, where the beat is yours forever.
Fantastic.
Hey, this is Jim Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Wait till you hear the next one. I get better and better at this. Hi, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on 3XY, where the beat is yours forever. Hi, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on 4IP, where the beat is yours forever. Hi, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on 2NX, where the beat is yours forever. Can you understand these things? The beat is yours forever?
Yep, perfect, mate. They're great.
Coming through? Great, okay. Hi, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on 6 p.m., where the beat is yours forever. Hi, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on 5AD, where the beat is yours forever. Hi, this is Jim Steinman welcoming you to the Bad for Good weekend on Radio Haraki, where the beat is yours forever.
Wonderful stuff. Now listen, there's only a few more. I hope you don't mind doing all this gear.
No, not at all. Do you want any with just the beat is yours forever on 2SM, something like that, just to use at any time?
Well, here's one. If you could do one like this, it's got the standard intro, which is like, this is Jim Steinman, my new album, Bad for Good is. So this is Jim Steinman, my new album, Bad for Good is. And then I'd like you to add what you think the album means to you. I mean, I don't want to sort of script this. It's what comes out of your heart, right? And it ends up with more or less after you've done the description, and you can hear the world premiere on 2SM, and you can hear the world premiere on 2SM. And don't worry about the other call signs, because we'll edit those on, the ones you've done. So it starts off with, this is Jim Steinman, my new album, Bad for Good is, and then whatever you want to say. And then it ends with, and you can hear the world premiere on 2SM.
Okay, this is Jim Steinman, my new album is Bad for Good, and then what?
And then more or less, well, my new album, Bad for Good, is whatever it means to you is, the most fantastic thing or the most challenging thing or the most, whatever you want to say. I'd rather you sort of said it from your own feelings. And just,
Okay.
Okay?
I wonder what if I use some more lines from one of the songs?
Yeah, whatever you like, honestly.
I was thinking of using, from Rock and Roll Dreams, the lines, there's always something magic, there's always something new, and when you really, really need it the most, that's when Rock and Roll Dreams come through.
Yeah, right, that'd be fine.
Should I use that? I mean, you've already used Rock and Roll Dreams come through.
No, that's perfect, mate, because I just want what I really want you to say what you feel about it, so whatever you want, please do.
Okay, you want me to use the same one for each one? I can use some different lines, too.
Oh, no, just, if you like, just do the one, and we'll just tag the call signs on. It's up to you, whatever you prefer or feel more comfortable doing.
Okay. Tell me what you like more, though. I can do either the beat is yours forever, the beat is always new, and when you really, really need it the most, that's when Rock and Roll Dreams come through.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's always something magic, there's always something new, etc. Or I can do the remember everything that I told you, and I'm telling you again that it's true. You're never alone because you can put on the phones and let the drummer tell your heart what to do.
The last one's a good one, yeah. The last
That one?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll do it like this. This is Jim Steinman. My new album is Bad for Good, and I'll say something about Bad to Hell, like the sequel, something like that. And then I'll say, and I'd like to say a few lines for the album, and I'll say, remember everything that I told you.
All right.
And I'll telling you again, it's true. You never long as you put in the phones, let the drummer tell your heart what to do.
That's fine.
How's that?
Yeah, and you can just end on the thing saying, and you can hear the world premiere interview and music on 2SM.
Oh, okay, wait. You can hear
the world premiere interview and music from it on 2SM.
The world premiere and interview.
The world premiere interview and music from it.
And
music from it.
And
from it on 2SM.
Maybe I won't quote the lyrics. That'll get too long, don't you think?
Well, whatever you like. Honestly, I'll leave it to you.
Okay. I'm just taking 1 second here to figure out what I'm saying, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Hi, this is... Ready?
Yep.
I might blow it the first time, but I'll get the second time. Hi, this is Jim Steinman. My new album is Bad for Good, and I've tried to even top the last album I did, Bat Out of Hell, with Meatloaf on this one. And you can hear the world premiere and interview and music on 2SM.
That's fine. That is fine.
Let me see. I might be able to word this better.
All right.
How about okay? Let me try one more. Hi, this is Jim Steinman. My new album is Bad for Good, and I've tried to make it even more spectacular. Nah, that sounds pushy. Powerful, I could say.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, powerful sounds pretty good without being pushy.
Okay. Hi, this is Jim Steinman. My new album is Bad for Good, and I've tried to make it even more powerful and more fun than my last album, Bat Out of Hell, that I did with Meatloaf. And you can hear the world premiere and interview with music from Bad for Good on 2SM.
All right. Listen, there's only a couple more if you can bear with me. You okay?
No problem.
All right. We got a month here called Rocktober, which you may or may not be familiar with, and the promo simply goes along the lines of this is Jim Steinman. Rock and roll dreams come true in Rocktober on 2SM.
Okay. Okay?
Okay.
Hi, this is Jim Steinman, and remember that rock and roll dreams come through on Rocktober. No, during Rocktober, right?
In Rocktober.
In Rocktober.
On 2SM, yeah.
Hi, this is Jim Steinman, and remember that rock and roll dreams come through in Rocktober on 2SM.
And finally, I really hate to get you to do all these things, but
no, this is fine. I like it.
The final one is
it beats selling insurance, you know.
You're right, dead right. The last one is this is Jim Steinman. Listen for your chance. Listen for your chance. This is Jim Steinman. Listen for your chance to win. Listen for your chance to win a Chuck Berry Red Fender Stratocaster guitar. Listen for your chance to win.
Stratocaster.
Yeah, listen for your chance to win a Chuck Berry Red Fender Stratocaster guitar.
Wait, listen for your chance to win a Chuck Berry Red
Fender Stratocaster.
Great, you gonna play that speech?
Yeah, you bet.
That speech gets amazing reaction. Kids go crazy with that speech on the radio. I found that out. It's amazing. This is listen for your chance to win a Chuck Berry Red
Fender Stratocaster.
Berry Red Fender Stratocaster guitar.
When rock and roll dreams come true, Monday on 2SM.
When rock and roll dreams come through,
Monday
on 2SM.
And the other different tag is today on 2SM.
Today on 2SM.
And I promise you,
okay?
And I promise you that's the last.
Oh, no, these are great. Okay, anytime?
Yep.
Hi, this is Jim Steinman. Listen for your chance to win a Chuck Berry Red Fender Stratocaster guitar when rock and roll dreams come through Monday on 2SM. Hey, this is Jim Steinman. Listen for your chance to win a Chuck Berry Red Fender Stratocaster guitar when rock and roll dreams come through today on 2SM.
Listen, fantastic stuff. I can't thank you enough, mate. It's always good to talk to you, and honestly, I mean...
No, you too. It's great talking to you again.
It may sound to the people that are standing around or listening that this is like sort of patting each other on the back, but I honestly love the album. It's a magnificent piece of work, and when you get back down, honestly.
Listen, I appreciate it. I got to keep in touch. I'll find out how I can just call you. I want to see how it's doing, you know, how the response is and everything. I heard about that presentation they did. It sounded great.
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. I don't know if you ever get the chance to have a look at the old Jane Fonda movie Barbarella, but it matched the album to a T. It was just perfection.